Welcome to the F Principle Podcast. My name's Emmanuel, and today is May 15th, 2020. I'm super excited because today we are talking about something that's affecting every single person on this planet, myself included. So every single person, no matter who it is, they go through it. Now, the difference is, what do they do when they experience it? So what is it? What do you think that everyone does? Every single person on the planet, what do you think they do? They overthink. That's what today's going to be about, overthinking. And what is it? You want to know what is it, why we overthink, when we overthink, what do we do when we overthink, and how to stop overthinking. Okay, so what is it? What is overthinking? Like, it's super simple to understand, but not a lot of people get it. Okay, so when you're starting to have thoughts like, hey, should I do this? I don't know. What am I going to do? If I'm going to do this podcast, would people like it? Would people judge me for it? I don't know. Is it worth it? I don't know. Is it a waste of time? I don't know. Oh my God. See, this is the thing. These are the thoughts that I've been going through every single day when I was trying to start this podcast. And it was all the way back 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I've been trying to start this podcast, and I didn't because I was overthinking. I don't know what content to put out. Did I have enough content? Would people even like my content? Look, if you like the content, please let me know by liking, subscribing, sharing this content, because I want to help you as much as I can. And to do that, I want to know that, hey, it's actually helping out. Now, this is all new to me, and I want you to see how this journey progresses. Because right now I'm at home. I have this the background over here with the F Principle of the logo, and you see like my shoulders moving away and all of this stuff, right? So it's still the beginning. Ultimately, I will take this podcast outside. I got the right things to take with me. I have a special mic for my phone, so I'll be going around filming it differently. It's going to be a whole journey on its own, and I'm super excited. So that's what happens. So, that's what's happening right now. And let's get into what happens when you overthink. Okay? What happens when you start overthinking? And all of these thoughts cloud your mind, take over. First things first, they create scenarios that do not exist. Can you believe that? A lot of the times, when you start overthinking, you're creating a scenario. The scenario has nothing to do with what the actual results until you start thinking more and more into it, right? Let's say you create a scenario. Hey, this is not going to work. So why am I working on it? Whatever this is you're thinking of that may not work may actually work in the long run, but you're stopping and you're preventing it because you're working towards that scenario. If you did not create the scenario, life would be so much easier for you. Okay, what else happens? You infiltrate your mind with so many thoughts that you get lost. You start getting confused. You start losing your happiness. Okay, you grow a lot of fears. You actually welcome more fears by thinking too much. Okay, and what else happens when we overthink? You essentially take a big turn around with a turn that you don't even have to take. Let's say, for example, your goal is a straight line. But in that straight line, it's like, oh, is it too easy? Is it too good to be true? Is this too easy? I don't know. And that way you're like, okay, this can't be too true. So you're going to start swerving around, and you're going to, instead of going straight, you're going to be going around, and it's going to be a very, very complex situation because you're creating new scenarios. You're welcoming all that negative, all the negativity into your life because you're coming up with scenarios that shouldn't even exist. Let's take a look at when we were kids. For the Christ's sake, the floor was lava. We'd be jumping, from couch to couch. Why? Sure, we got hurt, but hey, we learned that way, right? Because through pain, we grow. Through lessons and experiences, we grow. But when we overthink, we don't give ourselves that time and I guess you're looking for. You don't give yourself that experience to grow, because you're trying to. When you overthink, you're feeling scared. You want an easier way. That goes to why we overthink. We overthink because we lack self-belief, we are afraid of judgment, and because we are self-sabotaging. Overthinking is one of the biggest self-sabotaging moves that we do. I mean, hey, it stopped this podcast for 2 years. For 2 freaking years, guys and gals. Seriously. So what do you want to do? You want to say, fuck fear and go with it, right? You don't want to be afraid of it. But there's a lot of steps you got to take. It's not just, oh, boom, snap of my finger, and all of a sudden it's gone and I'm not overthinking. No. It's not as easy. Okay? It's easy. The process itself is very easy. But to get there takes time. And that's what you have to understand. We overthink, like let's say, for example, if someone judges us, and we're like, okay, maybe I'm not that good. I've noticed a few people putting a dislike, well, one person actually dislikes all of my content. Does that have anything to do with me? No. It has nothing to do with the content, because I know the value that I provide helps hundreds and thousands of people. So it's just because one person doesn't like it doesn't mean you have to change everything about it. You can't expect every person to like you or what your idea or what you do. Hell, even people, there's a whole saying by Steve Jobs: if you want people to like you, go sell ice cream. And even that's not true anymore. Why? Because, hey, some people are, vegan and ice cream has milk, so they're not going to like you or what you do. You get what I'm saying? Or maybe you're selling vegan ice cream, and actual ice cream, but then you get confused. Like, what are you doing? You got to find your niche. So that's why we start overthinking, because we're not 100% certain with who we are, what we are doing, and why we are doing it. So you really have to understand everything that you're doing in your life. Okay, you have to know exactly who you are. Because when you don't, you start overthinking when things go a bit out of hand, just a little bit. If things go off track, you're like, boom, 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 boom. You start getting right into the overthink mode. Okay, you want to find a time and place where you allow yourself to overthink, and there is a time and place for that, by the way. I'm going to get into that later on. So stay tuned, because this is a very, very serious podcast for you guys and gals. Like when you overthink when you're not sure. There's times of uncertainty, times where things don't seem like they're going your way. Okay, so what do you got to do? How do you stop overthinking? Like I said, you have to, and absolutely have to, find out who you actually are. You got to know your goals. Okay, you got to be practicing that fearless mindset exercise. That is key. Every single morning, spend 15 minutes on yourself, and I promise you, I guarantee you that your life is gonna change to a whole new level, and you're gonna be like, wow. You'd be so surprised of how much your life changes. Okay, so you stop overthinking by working on yourself. Also, by making commitments early and sticking to them. So the second you think, okay, should I do this? No. Okay, I'm not doing it. Will you regret it? Fuck it. If you do, you'll regret it. Just go forward. What happens when you overthink as well is that you get stuck in a certain time zone, and you even go back in time and start remembering all the negative shit that happened. So you're trying to make a decision based on something from the past, right? If you feel like you have to think about the past and it's a wrong decision, what's the worst that can happen? You have to ask yourself, hey, what's the worst that can happen if I do this right now? Well, maybe I'm going to get, hurt a little bit. So what? Get hurt, learn. Because like I said, through pain, we grow. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Because when you make mistakes, that's when you realize, okay, this was a mistake. So I know what not to do now, and I can focus on what I can do. That's why I always make decisions quickly. Boom. Hey, am I going to do this? Yes or no? Boom, done. Let's go. Let's go forward. That's how I started this podcast. This is so new. I mean, a lot of people are probably complaining, hey, this doesn't look professional. The sound is a bit off. Hey, I'm still learning. Who gives a shit? If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. But if you find value in here, please comment, please share this, because I'm here to give value. That's my purpose. Whether you like the background or not, whether you like the way this is made or not, I'm not going to let that stop me from providing value to the planet. And that's what I want to do. I want to help people make fears their bitch. So do you want to cry and complain about something, or do you want to make fear your bitch? And this is what this podcast is all about. It's about doing things. It's about not second guessing. Listen, in relationships, you feel like, hey, I don't know if this person likes me or not. I don't know if I should be with this person or not. Fucking make a decision. Okay? You like him? Good. Tell them. They don't like you back? Who gives a shit? Fuck it. Go forward with your life. At least you get clarity. Don't put yourself in a mental hell. Overthinking is like the devil taking control of your mind. And then you react out of fear instead of out of certainty, right? Look, if you want to be with a person, tell them, hey, I want to be with you, and fully commit. If you get hurt, you get hurt. But let's be real. It's a lot worse than playing this mind game with yourself. It's not about playing mind games with other people. You're playing mind games with yourself by overthinking of your actions, okay? You want to stop that. You got to, like I said, focus on everything that you love about yourself. Focus on you. Focus on the fearless mindset exercise. Okay? This is going to help you in so many ways of your life. Just commit to the first decision. Don't think about it. I'm not saying, hey, go do stupid shit. That's a whole different story. Okay? You got to be logical here. Listen, if you want to go and you want to take a day off work, do it. Because what's going to happen is you're going to go to work, you're not going to enjoy it, and then you're going to turn work into your life, and your work now controls you for the day. And you're not going to be productive because you're going to be miserable, because you don't even want to be there. You don't even want to be doing work. Okay, you want to take a day off, fine. But you got to make sure that, hey, you got to also take accountability for that. Like, you're taking a day off work, cool. Means it's a day that you're not being productive. If you need a break, take the break. But you have to understand you're not being productive on that day. And you have to be okay with it. You have to come to terms with it. You get it? You don't think about, hey, should I do this? Should I do that? I don't know. I'm not feeling well, but I don't want to take a day off to go to the doctor. So don't take a day off and go to the doctor. But then you have to take accountability that, hey, you're feeling like shit. And you're going to feel like shit because you don't know the reason. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Whatever it is, make sure you fucking do it. Stop thinking about it and take full responsibility for all of your actions, okay? That is the most important thing that you can do. Commit to the actions, okay? Write it down. Write everything that you want to do. Do it. Do it and take accountability for everything, all right? Now, again, make sure to check out the previous video. It's probably over here. And then make sure to click subscribe. I want to see you guys. I want to help you. And there's anything I can help you with. If you want to see me talk about something, put it in the comment section. I read them all. And I'm going to try to make this as many of those as possible. Okay? So until next time, guys, have a wonderful Friday and enjoy the weekend. And don't forget, make fear your bitch. Stop overthinking, because overthinking will make you fierce bitch. Don't do that. All right? Take care.